We all have dreams of one day being a champion. Dreams of hitting the game-winning home run, making a last-second three-point shot, or scoring the go-ahead touchdown. In 1999, one McMinnville boy's dreams were cut terribly short due to the word no family ever wants to hear: cancer. Scott Banky was 10 years old when he was diagnosed with a rare form of bone cancer called osteosarcoma. Due to the gravity of the tumor in his upper left arm, Scott immediately began chemotherapy and shortly after had a major surgery which entailed the removal of the tumor and bone in his arm and replacing it with a donor bone, a steel plate, and wrapping his existing muscles around them to keep it all in place. Unfortunately, it was discovered that the cancer had spread, and the doctors also removed some spots from Scott's lungs that same month. Realizing that Scott must have cancer cells in his bloodstream, the decision was soon made to proceed with a stem cell transplant. Over the next 2 years, Scott took 61 hospital trips to Portland. He stayed approximately 123 nights in the hospital, primarily at Dornbeckers Children's Hospital. He had 16 chemo treatments lasting anywhere from 3 to 6 days at a time, 6 sessions of radiation therapy, 6 surgeries ranging from minor to major, and countless additional shots administered home after certain chemotherapy treatments. This health struggle and the inability to really use his left arm made it difficult to envision from the outside a future champion. But that was not the heart of Scott Banky, nor was it his destiny. Scott's destiny was to shape the lives of a community during this battle. He had a great attitude and always made the best out of bad situations. Throughout the streets of McMinnville, and whenever he was well enough to go to school or attend church, no one ever heard Scott really complain. He had as much fun as he could even at the Children's Hospital and created an atmosphere that others enjoyed, grew from, and wanted to be near. Nurses began to fight over him, and he put on magic shows for other kids in the cancer wing and for hospital staff. Professional athletes began showing up just to hang out with him, and news people began featuring him for their stories. And all of a sudden, a very sick 11-year-old boy started to make everyone else around him well. Scott's courage, passion, concern for others, and his message of hope and faith in God and his trademark phrase of never saying goodbye, just see you later, caused a spark that at his death ignited and spread like wildfire.
See you later.
That spark resulted in the See You Later Foundation, and its mission is to inspire youth and encourage families in the communities they serve. At Scott's standing room only funeral of over 1,200 people, everyone was left in awe as so many individuals shared how they were forever changed after being impacted personally by Scott. That day, to honor Scott, an idea was born to build a memorial playground, which led to over $30,000 being donated in that week. After several years of fundraising, on October 6, 2007, Scotty's Playhouse, a 3-story, over 3,000 square foot play structure that 174 kids could play on at one time, opened its doors and now has hundreds of kids per week going through it at no cost to their families. The SYL Foundation does not own or manage Scotty's Playhouse, but it is a gift to the community by Church on the Hill. In the fall of 2005, after fundraising for Scotty's Playhouse was completed, the original group of 4 couples who worked together in the effort felt led to continue to share Scotty's incredible story and his message of hope in the community, and was granted its own 501c3 nonprofit status to impact others for good. In 2010, the SYL Foundation expanded as a relative of Scott's, Brian Williams, deployed the same SYL mission in Washington State. The mission of the See You Later Foundation, to inspire youth and encourage families, could not be kept afloat and carried out in our community without the help of our incredible volunteers. The people that donate their time, their resources, their money, and their hearts to this organization are some of the most influential people in our area. Influential to the kids they have contact with at camps, influential to the families they come alongside of and support through the Seeds of Hope, and influential to the students blessed by the Scotty Banke Memorial Scholarships, and influential to the original group of people behind the foundation itself. The Scott Banke Memorial Scholarship Program. The program started the year Scott would have graduated from McMinnville High School and is currently in every Yamhill County high school and in 4 Auburn, Washington high schools, providing financial resources each year to local students who will have an incredible impact on the world upon graduating from college. As of 2015, over $110,000 has now been given to these amazing students.
How'd you enjoy yourself?
Yes, really appreciate it. It's a blessing. Thanks so much.
Through 2015, over 85 families have been blessed by the Seeds of Hope program in both Oregon and Washington. The Seeds of Hope experience brings great joy and encouragement to families in a life-threatening medical crisis. Families throughout Oregon and Washington have been uplifted and supported during one of the most difficult times any family will ever face. The Seeds of Hope team work their magic and determine the best ways to meet their needs and bring them encouragement. Some of the needs that have been met so far have been family parties, groceries, restaurant gift certificates, yard landscaping, bunk beds, bikes, bedding, new tires, appliances, fun getaways, and much, much more. One of the most important aspects of the Seeds of Hope outreach is that all of these gifts are given to the families with no strings attached. See You Later Sports provides a variety of day camps for our youth. From the meager beginnings of the 2007 Spring Break Slam with 56 kids, that one camp in itself has grown into one of the most popular camps, drawing close to 200 kids and making use of over 40 volunteers. The Dante's Inferno football camp fills up months in advance with a roster of 300 kids and a long waiting list of alternates. The Summer Sizzle soccer camp, the SYL track camp, music camp, and fishing derby round up the Oregon lineup of day camps. In Washington, baseball and soccer camps have been very well attended and in turn grow the presence of the foundation outside Oregon. One of our desires is to provide these outstanding opportunities to children in the community for little or no financial burden to their families. Our registration fees are very minimal, or even free depending on each family's situation. At our camps, young people learn the value of competition, strengthen their skills, and have the opportunity to hear very inspirational messages. Each camp is headed by experienced individuals who care deeply about the future of children and who pride themselves by helping kids become better athletes and better citizens, and are fully complemented by an absolutely amazing group of volunteers who go above and beyond to make camp an experience that the kids will never forget. Over the last few years, the See You Later Foundation has been researching the possibility of building a youth and family complex. After hours of feasibility studies, demographic research, land use planning, and financial considerations, we would like to ask you to support the SYL Champions Center. This extraordinary, bold, breakout move changes the agenda for our kids. It's a move that creates a place in which encouragement and love are shown to all, a place where a community can come together, and ultimately the hearts of champions will be forged. Our youth and families are hungry for hope, hungry for leadership, hungry for new ideas, and hungry to be thought of as a winner. In a time when few do the unthinkable, it is time to rise up a generation of champions in our city. Raising up the next generation of youth is critical to our future, and together, we can accomplish anything. Some basic concepts of the facility offer several potential venues with outdoor athletic fields that provide opportunities for an incredible array of activities, and an interior of the Champions Center that immediately conveys a feeling of warmth and security. The center could boast a family center, a great hall for events, a coffee house, and meeting rooms. The second level could offer a music room, technology center, mentoring rooms, and a place for prayer. The state-of-the-art fitness center would also provide opportunities for everyone to learn about health and wellness. Full-court gyms, a similar-sized turf field house would provide our youth a place to play and grow all year long. In the past, many communities have chosen to stand up, chosen to sacrifice, and chosen to work together to provide hope to those in need. And SYL feels it as our community's opportunity to do the same. This incredible facility can be a crown jewel of everyone's efforts to come together to meet the needs of everyday people. Just as Scotty's Playhouse has become a place of refuge and fun for thousands of children and families, this new center will be a beacon of light and of hope for this community. A center that will build upon championship principles and instill that much-needed inspiration in our youth and encouragement to our families. In order to continue to shine the light of this amazing 12-year-old boy, we need everyone's help. Volunteerism and financial resources are critical to lend a hand to those in need. As the foundation has no employees, all of your dollars will be put to the very best use possible. Please consider teaming up with other champions in our community and making these dreams come true for this generation and beyond.